I'm Rob Lopes. I'm the tire scientist on the 6-car Ryan Newman drives. Let's see. I am from Carneys Point, New Jersey. It's a small town in southern New Jersey, Salem County, near the Delaware Memorial Bridge. Obviously, the closest track to that is Dover. I remember going to races as a kid there, watching my first Cup race, and I guess it was the Busch Series then. Saw races there. I started in racing, actually, racing dirt modifieds in New Jersey, Delaware, and Pennsylvania. This is way back before all your records were computerized, so to get into the pit area of these dirt tracks, you had to be, I think it was 17 years old. So I just kind of mislabeled myself as far as birth date and what my what my birth date was, so I could get in, because I didn't have a driver's license, because I didn't really worry about it. You just kind of put it on the application. So I just, now that we're way past that, I don't think I have to worry about anything happening, but I kind of falsified my documents so I could get in at a younger age and work on the cars. I never really drove much. I enjoyed working on them more. I have very little driving experience, which is fine by me. I never aspired to be a driver, but I just love building them and working on them. So that was my start in racing at a very young age, a young teenager. I did go to college. I graduated from Delaware Valley University in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. I actually graduated with a bachelor's degree in agronomy and environmental science. And in case you're wondering what that is, it's soils and crops. And before I became a professional race car / tire scientist / mechanic, whatever, I was actually a golf course superintendent. It was a really great job. Kind of wore your own clothes to work, collared shirts, khaki pants. I played a lot of golf, but I was still doing some racing, working on some cars on the side when I could. And then I got a phone call one day from a friend that said, "Hey, how would you like to go racing for a living?" And I was like, "All right, what kind of racing are we talking about?" And, "Hey, I'm working with a Busch team down here in North Carolina. Why don't you come down here and interview?" I took a week off, drove to North Carolina, played some golf while I was down in North Carolina, interviewed for the job. They looked at me and they said, "When can you start?" I said, can it be 2 weeks? I need 2 weeks. And they said, "No problem, we'll see you in 2 weeks." And I will be honest with you, there was a time when I did look back and I was like, "Man, what am I doing? This isn't working out. What should I do?" And I just kept my head down and kept learning and kept busy, and just learned as much as I could. I came with the attitude that I didn't know everything, and I wasn't really arrogant about it. Just wanted to learn. And if anybody's interested in doing that, and I mean, granted, times have changed, but the best thing you can do is learn as much as you can. Don't think you know everything, because you don't. Because even I learn after, 27 years doing this. Even I learned something. Here and there, every day, you learn a little something, you learn something new, you learn new tricks. The sport's always changing. So the best thing you can do is just don't think that you know everything. And one thing I always remember is everyone is a teacher, because everyone you meet knows something you don't. So you can always learn from somebody. There's always something you can learn. And I've applied that every day, every week, every month, every year when I come to work, no matter what organization I've worked for, and I've worked for several. No matter what organization you work for, you're not going to know everything. You might know a lot, but you won't know everything. I've been a tire specialist my entire career for, like I said, various organizations. One thing I do like about it is it's the same, but it's different. I enjoy a routine. I enjoy a process. And so it's the process and the routine is the same week in and week out, but it's always different, because the tires are different for every racetrack. Whether it's a hard wearing racetrack like Atlanta or Darlington, or an easy wearing racetrack like Talladega, or like Kansas or Vegas, where you're not going to wear the tires out as much. There's always something different going on. There's always something different about what you're doing, but yet there's that familiarity and that same process that you do as far as the prep work goes. So that suits my personality, I think. I like a little something different, but I do like that security of the same process and the same week in and week out regimen. That kind of suits me.